What is up, Tiger fans? Welcome back to the channel. There's a lot of things that need to be fixed with this Clemson basketball team. Second round exit in the ACC tournament. This is our first game, of course, after the one round bye. First round exit for the Tigers. Technically the second round of the tournament. 67-64 loss to the Miami Hurricanes, who just won their 10th game of the season. This is a bad loss for sure. Miami has, and I believe this is the correct number. Not sure, but I believe this is the correct number. 6 scholarship players on their roster. I believe Miami has 6 scholarship players on their roster, and we just lost to them by 3 points. There are so many things wrong with what happened in this game. Nick Honor, starting point guard for the Tigers. He is 5'10", and with 7 seconds left, down by 1 point, Nick Honor is driving towards the basket. 5'10" Nick Honor, with 7 seconds left, is driving towards the basket, and of course he misses. We don't get the rebound, and Miami closes the game out with some free throws. And Amir Sims, who's probably the team's best player, he's just way too sloppy. If he hits that pass to Alamir Dawes on the fast break, and if he just doesn't turn the ball over, and there's just a lot of things. I love Amir, and he's probably the team's best player. He's such a gifted player, but he is just so sloppy. And if he can clean that up, he can really be a good player, be an NBA player. But that's just some big problems for him right now. This is so bad how we just lost to Miami, and now this is going to seriously affect us in the NCAA tournament standings. So I expected us to win this game. I don't really care about tomorrow's game versus Georgia Tech. Of course, if we won, we would have played Georgia Tech. And the reason I say that, I wasn't expecting us to beat Georgia Tech, but I was expecting us to beat Miami, and this one really hurts because Miami is not good. And this is really going to mess up the seeding for us in the NCAA tournament. So now we are in some big trouble. As I said, we're still going to make the tournament, but we're going to be probably an 8 or a 9 seed, which means that if we can somehow come up with a miracle and win, which is probably pretty unlikely at this point, but if we can somehow come up with a miracle and win our first round game, if we're that 8 or 9 seed, we're going to be playing a 1 seed in the second round, so there's no chance of any run. But I never really thought that this team had potential to make a run in the tournament. The offense is just so slow. Nobody can create shots for themselves on this team. There's just not enough talent for this team to be good. But the thing is, they give us these high expectations because they go on these good stretches. Like earlier in the season, we were up to number 12 in the rankings. I think we were overrated, but I think we can be a top 25 team at times. But also, I think that we can go from being a top 25 team to a top 100 team in a matter of one game. This team is just so inconsistent. Whatever games we decide to shoot on, whatever games we decide to play defense in, those are the games we win, and all the other games we lose. It's just, this team is just so predictable with just the game that's going to be. It's either going to be a lights out, offense is great, defense is great type of game, or it's going to be we can't get the ball in the basket and we can't stop anybody on the opposing team. And that's what today's game felt like. The three-point shooting was amazing in the first half, 73% from the three-point line, but the second half we could not shoot threes, and Miami and their 6 scholarship players whooped us tonight. This was an ugly, ugly game. The perimeter defense for the Tigers was horrible. Probably the worst perimeter defense game for the Tigers of the season. Miami has Isaiah Wong. He's, in my opinion, the best player in the ACC. What I've seen from him this year is so amazing. What he has done for the Miami Hurricanes, carrying this team. And they have some other talent as well. Anthony Walker. And they have some other guys as well. And those are all the guys that are driving. They're just driving right past our guys on the perimeter. Cameron McGusty is another guy. Literally, they just have the ball on perimeter, and then they do the slightest little crossover move, and we can't keep up. Alex Hemingway, he's a liability on defense, but we know that. That is what he's not out there for. He's out there to shoot 3-pointers. So when he's having an off night, that's a big deal. But Alex Hemingway, he's a huge liability. He has to guard these guys who can easily beat him in one-on-one ISO opportunities. So I noticed that a couple of times. But this team, it's just not talented enough. But they show us at some points that they can be good enough. And then they turn around and they have a game like this. I don't even know what to say other than whatever I have said to this point. This team just finds a way to disappoint every single season. We had such a good regular season. We had some downs. We had that 3-game stretch where we lost by like 25 each game. But overall, it was a good regular season. And then we decide to just throw away our chances at any kind of accomplishment in the postseason with this horrible game against Miami. I don't think Brad Brownell should be fired, but at the same time, I do. The thing is, if we fire Brad Brownell, we're not going to find anybody else that's going to be better for us to be our head coach. And that's the problem with firing Brownell. We're not going to get anything that's better than him. And he's definitely not all of the problem, but he is a big problem. The coaching, the late game management, everything is just so bad for the Tigers, and it's been this way. But I feel like we need a change because this program has potential, but we can never be any good. We can't recruit. We have to get a recruiter in here who can help build up the program, and that's not Brad Brownell. There's just so many things wrong with the program. And it's not a bad program, but they set these expectations based on these great stretches that they go on, and then they turn around and they do this. So I was not expecting some sort of deep, like, Elite 8 run this year for the Tigers, but I did expect us to probably put ourselves in position to win 1 or maybe even 2 games in the NCAA tournament, but now we're going to be lucky to win 1 game because we're going to be an 8 or 9 seed. And then we're not going to win past that if we can even get to the second round. But right now I'm thinking an 8 and 9 seed. Of course, there is still a lot of basketball left to be played in other conferences. So we'll have to see how all that shakes out. But the Tigers just found their way to disappoint. This season, it was a good one, but we had to cap it off with a loss. But that is pretty much all I have for this video. So be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what you thought about the Tigers' loss to Miami. I don't want to talk about it. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and go subscribe to my live streaming channel and my main channel. They will each be linked in the description as they always are. Oh, and also, let's just not talk about Clemson baseball. I don't want to hear any Clemson baseball comments in the comment section because the baseball team is worse than the basketball team. But once again, just let me know what you guys thought about the game in the comments. And I will see you guys next time. Go Tigers.